and friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon.
Welcome back to The Political Process. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. So where we left off, we had, Dwayne Bunker. Basically, I think I've been in office for 1 year as mayor. Technically 2 years, I guess. So it's about to hit 2026. We're halfway through our term. Now, if we go here and kind of look at what's going on coming into next year, there will be House and Senate races, and these are the two that we're kind of looking for next. Maybe governor. But I think I would lean more toward the Senate than the House, simply because it's a bigger jump and it's a little bit more aggressive. And I think if we're going to go for it, we're going to go for it. I could probably win a state house or a federal house seat. Like if I look and see where Ned Larson is from, we could see. So let's go politicians, and we're going to go federal house. And if we go to Pennsylvania and then look for Ned Larson, where are you at, Ned? It doesn't say. What am I doing wrong here? Anyway, this guy. Oh, wait, that says state representative. So it's Warren Siegel that's not running. So let's go back to politicians and let's find Warren Siegel, because that's the guy that's not running for re-election. And he is in a district that is pretty tight. Democrat versus Republican. So I don't really want to run for that. That's kind of risky anyway, and it's not necessarily the seat that I'm really after. If I'm going to run for a state, or if I'm going to run for a House seat, I want it to be more like this district where it's pretty heavily blue. District 1 is probably like that as well. If we get up there, like this one would be acceptable, that one, this one for sure. That's probably like Philadelphia. And then this one. Actually, District 1 is not all that favorable. But bottom line, I don't think we're going to run for any of those offices. So now basically we need to just kind of start moving through this year and kind of see what else we can get done as mayor, hoping that in 2028 a spot looks like it's good and open for us to try and run for. So if you remember, we passed a bunch of laws last year. So here's what we've got. Property taxes will be decreased. We established a crime rehab program. We legalized the sale of cannabis and possession, obviously. And then we instituted a cannabis sales tax. So all of that is going to help in terms of, this is going to make people happy because it's reducing their individual burden from a tax perspective. And then the cannabis sales tax is going to bring in revenue to make up for what we lost by reducing property taxes. So let's meet with all of our, chiefs of staff or whatever here. So fire chief says everything is going well, no complaints. Police chief, crime increased a little bit, but we have more officers, which is good. So things are running smoothly, and that's good. Transportation, 79% of roads are in pretty good condition. That's pretty good. Okay, so she is saying we should still increase the road construction budget to try and reduce congestion. Cool. And she's saying also that a gas tax or wheel tax could help do that. A lot of states do have wheel taxes. All right, so Department of Corrections. One program designed to reduce... Okay, so we just set that up. Increase rehabilitation. I think we're doing okay there. Even though she's saying, hey, maybe we could create some more programs. I don't know that it's necessary just yet. Been looking over the data, and it appears they have blah blah blah. 100% have access to homeless shelters, and homelessness is decreasing, so that's good. Parks and Rec doing very well, and looking forward to continued support. So let's see what challenges we have. Loosen gun control laws is just not going to happen, so let's dismiss that one again. Let's advance a week now, and we need to create the city budget. So this is where we got to try and figure out ways to maybe get some stuff done here. Meanwhile, we continue to do fundraising, which is awesome. So we're not going to do an income tax or flat tax. Property taxes. Okay, well, let's actually look and see where we are for now. So right now we have a war chest of 91 million bucks in the city treasury, and our current budget would only eat into about a third of that. So we could just leave it the way it is right now, and everybody stays happy. We're probably not going to do that. We are probably going to... What if I did this? Actually, you know what? Instead of doing a wheel tax, yeah, you know what? We probably should do that. So let's go wheel tax and see what happens here. So current revenue is 1.158. If I institute a wheel tax, that brings in 25 million, and we're talking 25 bucks per vehicle. It's not like, you know, gonna break the bank for our citizens, but look what that immediately does to the deficit. That's good. So I think we're gonna do that. That'll help us justify putting a little bit of money into road construction, and we might even be able to take some away from this rate might creep up as time goes on. Like, you know what, you want to smoke marijuana or deal with edibles or whatever, we're going to tax it a little bit more. It's not like huge difference in revenue, but we can slowly start to creep that up as well. So that is the finance section. Now, building and housing, I don't think we need to do anything because we were doing pretty well there. Social services were probably good. Transportation. So they are asking for 48 million. I'm actually going to reduce this a little bit, kind of closer to what they got last year, because we're doing a decent job keeping roads in good shape. These guys are asking for more, and I'm going to give them even a little bit more. We're going to go up to like 30 mil here. Let's get some, you know, serious work done on improving the situation as far as congestion goes. So that's that. Corrections, we didn't really need to do anything, but maybe we could look at doing another program of some sort, vocational training for inmates. It would be 3 million bucks. Let's do that. Whoa. 6 million? They're only asking for 3 million. And now that I like adjust it, it goes to what they're asking for. We'll do that. So that way, at least when they get out, they have increased likelihood of finding jobs, which will hopefully help them stay out of prison in the future. The police budget, let's just make sure that the new numbers are kind of close to the old numbers, and it looks like that's the case. Fire department is asking for a lot more money, and they shouldn't really need it. They were doing really good. We'll go up a little bit, but that helps because now we're actually running at a surplus. Heck yeah. Let's just leave the rest of that stuff the way it is. Assuming they're all pretty close. Public safety, pretty much in line. So most of these numbers should just slightly increase, basically accounting for inflation is kind of the hope. You know, with some exceptions. Like in reality, you might have a year where, like, your, you know, town hall needs a huge renovation project or whatever, so you have to figure out how to pay for it. Let's leave all those the way they are. Public works, good. Human resources shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Parks and Rec, they're even getting a big increase over last year. I don't think they need it because they have been doing very well. So let's submit the budget that way. We've got a $2 million surplus, and really that wheel tax might not have even been necessary. So that's something that we could get rid of in the future if we wanted to. Let's say yes and see if that works. So the wheel tax passed. We might even, you know, repeal that next year. So that would be cool. All right, so moving along. Cannabis sales tax increase is heavily, you know, favored by everyone. And then vocational training passed 10-5. We will support that. And yet again, here we are getting stuff done as the mayor. You know what I mean? Like, we just make stuff happen, guys. That's what we do. Alright, they still want us to pass some gun laws, which is just not going to happen. But we'll let that sit there for a while. As long as we dismiss it before it expires, that's all I really care about. Alright, so we shouldn't really need to be doing much for a while now. Let's look at our Proteges, though. What's going on with them? We've got 5. Hildebrand, School District, Council, Old Mayor. So, I don't know if any of these guys are legitimately going to get anything done. As far as getting elected or whatever, but I still don't really know a lot of how that works. There's not a lot of like tutorials or anything on this game. Well, I don't think there are any tutorials on this game, frankly. So it's kind of something where you just get in there and play around with stuff until you feel like you kind of understand how it works. All right, so we have some primaries here. I'm trying to think if that's a presidential election. It should be a presidential primary, shouldn't it? Oh, maybe not. Whatever. 2026? No, it's not. Alright. We don't care that much about the primaries. So, I did see somebody comment that apparently the developer of this game is working on like an update that will add some more events and stuff, which is cool. Like if I go in here, where's the it's when you're campaigning, when there are events that you can often do, which is fun. Because it oh, I have to vote on some legislation here. I'll bet you this is Republicans trying to reduce it. Oh no, it's Democrats trying to increase it. I think I'm okay with this. Why not? So I signed it into law. I didn't see how many votes it got, but I'll bet you it was 10-5. All Democrats versus all the Republicans. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see if there's an update that comes out soon, what kind of other things can go on that will influence you know, your ability to get elected or hold office or keep office or whatever. Scandals start to arise. Somebody's spreading a smear campaign that's completely baseless, or like you can use social media to like, you know, create a fake account, spread some gossip. I don't know, but like I said, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So the city budget is ready to go for next year, so we'll get to see that at the beginning of 2027. There should be some elections coming up here in week 45. So again, the key right now is like you got to just get elected to office. Once you get there, you can try to get some stuff done. So let's see what's going on here in the elections. Let's just go ahead and skip to the end and then see the results. So House Democrats lost 22 seats and now Republicans have the majority. That's huge. Democrats lost 1 seat but still hold the Senate. Governors, Republicans gain 3 seats. State House. Why can I not? Okay, there we go. Okay, so in the State House, Democrats still hold the advantage in Pennsylvania, but here's the big one right here. In the in the House of Representatives at the federal level, huge swing there in favor of Republicans. So it'll be harder to get stuff passed at the House level. So that's interesting. So that's that. I think we've got the Turkey Day parade here. Yes, that sounds fun. I really wish that would like vary each year. Like, oh no, somebody let go of Snoopy and he got tangled on a cell tower and it started a fire. I don't know. I don't know why I want that. I just think it would be funny because it's a game. And it's like, it's not a real fire, so we can laugh about it. Alright, here we go. So the elections in 2027 are not ones that we're going to be interested in. You see here, the current president, who is a Democrat, will be seeking re-election. But the only other elections that are happening this year are school board, city council, and mayor. Now, we do need to decide if we're going to, run for re-election, and I think we have to say yes at this point, knowing that ultimately the plan is that at some point during this second term, we will run for like House or Senate. So if we look at jobs, wait, why does it not say, am I still good through 2020? I'm confused. It's not there, but it said that mayor was one of the ones that would pop up. Whatevs, maybe I don't have to run. Let's go to my profile, history, 24 through 28. So I get all of next year. So there are some mayor elections that are happening this year, but apparently not for my seat, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. We need to keep an eye on that though, just to make sure like I'm not missing it because it hasn't popped up yet or something. So let's go to office summary because there's some stuff here that we need to make note of. So the wheel tax is now in place. Cannabis sales tax is increased. We've got vocational programs for inmates, and we increased the minimum wage. So another year of getting some stuff done. Now let's go talk to everybody. Fire chief is still happy. Chief of police. Oh, this is bad. Everything's going well, but officers are leaving the force, and as a result, you can see here crime is up. So we're gonna have to do something there. Transportation. So that's still good, but we didn't make any progress here. So that's no bueno. Corrections. This number here went up pretty significantly, which stinks that that's the case, but yet crime is still rising. So that's no bueno. Housing, we're good there. Homelessness continues to decrease, and then Parks and Rec, everything is going well there. Any other cool laws that we need to know about? State law, preschool programs for low-income children are more accessible now because the poverty level was increased. National laws, there's a gas tax increase. Medicare payroll tax rate increased. Temporary assistance for needy families increased the eligibility rate. Okay. Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC, also increased. So this is a lot of like Democratic initiatives here. And the minimum wage at the national level is now $12, which we've also met at the city level. So that's cool. All right, so that's that. Now what we need to do is let's go to the next turn. Okay, yeah, see, now it's asking, do I want to run for re-election? And I'm going to say, faux shizzle dizzle. I need to select a campaign manager, and we're going to stick with Mackenzie Davidson. She's our gal. She's been doing a good job for us so far, apparently. Okay, so priorities, we're going to continue with... We'll see if we can reduce property taxes again. We want to reduce crime. So that's going to be a big one. And then here, infrastructure, we are going to reduce congestion. Dang it. We're going to get it done. Let's continue. And now for our campaign, what we need to do, see how much money we have now in campaign funds. We've got the name recognition. And then if you see here, like, in general, people support our policies. We can also look at staff here. And we are going to go ahead and just full-on train the entire staff. That's going to now cost us, I think, something like 16 grand a week. But we'll be bringing in at least 10 grand a week in campaign finances from donations, so we're good. So volunteers, we don't need a field office. Do we need to endorse anybody? Doesn't look like anybody's running that we know, but we'll keep an eye on that. We don't need to deal with contacts just yet. When we go to the federal level, we will need to do some of that. All right, so for finance, as you can see here, now we're going to be spending $16,000 a week on our staff. Okay. So if we look at polls, let's just conduct one poll real quick and see what kind of voter intention we're looking at. Oh, so we're going to run unopposed as a Democrat, which is good. Let's also then conduct a poll for approval rating. And we're at 70%. So the reality is we're likely to win simply because pretty much, you know, like the vast majority of the city is happy with our performance so far. So, yeah, we should be fine. So we're going to go automate marketing. Yeah, we'll do 3,000 a week. And we're going to do general economy. We'll do radio, general economy. And we will do internet, general. And we will do direct mail, general economy. Boom. Because everybody cares about the economy. Or at least they feel like they're supposed to. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So that's what we'll focus on. Because we're doing well there. Like, we've got the balanced budget going. We've increased our treasury funds and such. So things are going well in the city. And we're going to, of course, milk that. Now, there is the local news offering to do an interview. So we'll do that. That'll, you know, help with name recognition a little bit. That's really all we're doing there. It'll maybe help with voter enthusiasm as well, but that's it for now. So the problem now, as far as like we're juggling office duties and campaign processes. So here you see we've got to also configure the budget this week. And we have tons of money in the treasury, but we are set to run at a deficit this year. I'm okay with that. Like here, campaign promise, remember that we made? Wait. Hang on. Oh, dang it. I don't remember what it was at, and I'm afraid to... I can't back out at this point. I think it was at 1.7. Because see... Or 1.72. Now I have it at 1.7, and that's a much bigger deficit. So... we'll do that. And that'll finish that campaign promise. And that should be all I need to do on the finance. Actually, let's go ahead and also increase the marijuana tax rate. I want it 4.5. Why can't I get 5? Holy moly. Okay, 4.6. Whatever. I don't care. Building and housing, don't need to do anything. Don't need anything for social services. Transportation. Okay, for road maintenance, let's, again, cut it down by about $1 million. Because we're still increasing from last year to this year. Now, last year's budget for... Wait. I want road construction to go up. I was moving this one. We don't need that one. We need this one, guys. So from 94 million, we're going to crank this, man. We're going 100 mil. We are going to build some roads this year. Even though that's a big deficit, we've got a huge war chest to be able to justify it. Let's pump a bunch in there and really try and put a dent in that. So that's that. Now, police budget. See, we're way down on the funds there. That's a problem. Let's crank that up a little bit too. Try and get the police force back up. Now, we're running at a pretty big deficit here, but the Treasury can still support it for a couple of years. So let's roll with it. Here, we're going to reduce a little bit. Public safety. Usually we don't do anything with those tabs, but here I think we need to start cutting back on Parks and Rec. This guy always tells me he's really happy. Let's go with that. All right. So what did we have in there that needs to be voted on? I don't remember adding. Oh, it's probably the increase to the cannabis tax and the reduction of property tax that we'll vote on. So let's do that. So for city property tax being lowered, everybody was in favor. So that's good. We will support that. Nothing else to do there. And see here, we're raising 13 grand. So we're going to lose a little bit of money throughout this process, but not nearly enough to be worried about it. So that's good. Let's go back here. We're going to have to vote on the cannabis tax again. Boom. Yes, we support. And that one went through with ease as well. So that's good. Let's go ahead and dismiss those before I forget. And then, see, like, I could do another interview. We'll keep doing those while they're available. They cut into my campaign hours a little bit. But we just want people to know who we are. We want the people to feel like we care about them. So that's that. No messages here. So, like, we're not going to have to do much with our mayoral duties this year. But we will keep doing these interviews for the time. Like, this is not doing any good. My name recognition is maxed out. We're really not going to impact anything with those interviews. So I don't think we really need to do anything on the campaign front for now. And we shouldn't for a while because there's nobody running against us in the primary. Now, there were no like people running that I can I can endorse old Gerard Wheeler. Who are my proteges before I get too far down this road? Glassman, Hildebrand. I endorsed Gerard. Dunlop, Tomiak, Hildebrand, Glassman. Okay, so let's go back here. Endorse, available. We're just looking for oh wait, so that's for school board. Dunlop, endorse. Skadoosh. I don't think there were any other ones. Okay, so now, I mean, I can go in and endorse some other people. Like, we'll endorse this guy because we have similar policies or whatever. Although he's the only Democrat running there. Same thing there. Here we're gonna go with this guy. See, he's independent and, you know, more towards the conservative side, and you can see there our policies are not in line, so we will endorse Winslow, which is an awesome name. Boom. Here doesn't really matter. Let's go with Troy, since he's a little bit more conservative on the fiscal side. Boom. And that's it. We're not going to endorse that clown. Here. Boom. 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 We have better policy agreement here, so let's go there. Ooh. We're going to go... Let's support the incumbent here. I don't want to stir the pot too much. Alright, so endorse, 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 don't endorse. I could endorse Hubert since there are no Democrats running in this district, but I don't even agree with a lot of his policies, so I'm not going to endorse him. Endorse, endorse. Let's go with Morris here. We're tightly aligned with his policies, so that's that. District 15, Gavin. So that's that. Nothing to support on any of the... Oh, for Governor of Kentucky, I guess we're going to support Stu. For Louisiana, Bruno. Alright, so that's that. So, I don't think we need to do anything else on the campaign front for a while. A new challenge has appeared. We're not going to loosen gun laws. They just want me to do it, but it's not going to happen. We'll just let it sit there for a while. Alright, we're coming up on the primary. Obviously, we got all the votes, and now if we skip to the end, you can see how heavily Democratic this district is probably going to land. Now, they'll get more votes during the general election than what you see here, but I will probably also get more than these 99,000, because you got to think a lot of Democrats wouldn't show up to vote for the primary, considering they know I'm going to win because nobody's running against me. So there's that. Now, let's go to the campaign, and we're going to go forward one day, and now what I want to do is come in here and run a poll. Let's get voter intention now that we know who we are running against. And... oh, that's approval rating. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, 75%. Like, we're good. We don't really need to do a whole lot, except just kind of ride out the current situation. I think we'll win in a runaway. Now, we'll check it like every 10 weeks just to make sure that they're not doing some crazy campaign strategy that's cutting into my lead big time. Boom. So let's go over here. Look at our campaign funds skyrocketing, guys. Loving it. Run another poll. Conduct. Boom. Voter intention. See, they are cutting into it a little bit, but we're still pretty safe here. Let's just... oh, well, that was the debate or whatever. I got a little bit liberal with my clicking there to speed things up. Let's go back to the campaign, run another poll, voter intention. It's still not really that close. So I think we're safe here. City budget is ready to go for next year. Yeah, we'll go ahead and participate in the debate. It probably won't matter. We are going to, you know, I'm never going to say this one. Focus on the issues, explain why my policies are the best policies. here, we're always probably going to land on one of these two right here. Advocate for moderate principles and compromise versus like only talking about my policies and why they're the best. I actually heard a really good thing on the radio the other day about like people having disagreements when it comes to politics. And it was interesting in that they kind of say, like, you know, most people who believe what they believe make that decision based on their morals, okay? Which is like that. I think that part's kind of obvious. But then when they are talking to somebody else who believes the opposite of what they do, they're like, I don't understand how you can believe that when that person believes what they do because of their morals. So like people have different like justifications for their morals is what it comes down to, but they're still making that decision a lot of times based on morals or common sense or both or whatever. And it's like, I don't understand. And it's like, well, that's fair because like our basis for our morals are different or whatever. I don't know that I explained that right, but the piece that I listened to was really interesting. Anyway, okay, so overview. Here's what I want to be looking at for right now. Yeah, we'll do the questionnaire. Probably not that big of a deal. Let's do one more poll and just look at voter intention. Still 60-40. We got this. Here we go. Let's just watch it unfold. Just like early on there, we were losing, but that's not that big of a deal. He's got this closer than I would have liked, but, you know, we did not put a ton of focus or effort into the campaign, frankly. And we could have spent more and made this a bigger victory, but, like, why? All you got to do is win. It doesn't matter how big. So we won. So we will be mayor again. So that's cool. And now I'm wondering, let's endorse old. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, that one wasn't up there before, but now it is. So it's good that we go ahead and get that endorsement out of the way. Message from campaign opponent. You did a good job considering, man. But, you know, I really didn't even try that hard. So, all right. So we don't need to do anything else for campaigning for a while. As far as challenges, let's go ahead and dismiss this one more time. And now let's go ahead and get to the end of the year. We will go to the Thanksgiving Day parade. I don't really need to watch the Republican primary debate. Still don't need to watch it. And here we are at the end of the year. Now, Representative Paxton Jacob will not be running for re-election. So what we could do is look and see where. Let's actually look at that. So let's go politicians, federal, House, and we're looking for Paxton Jacob here, who says they are not running for re-election. It's that tight district mix, though, that scares me. So that's not a House seat that I would be, you know, super interested in running. If there was one where it was like, okay, so if he was a Republican and saying that they're not going to run for re-election, I think I would consider throwing my name in the hat here, because I still feel like I could win with an aggressive campaign in terms of what we would spend to try and essentially buy that seat. But like me running and spending a fortune to get that seat still doesn't solve the problem of there being an advantage at the House level of more Republicans than Democrats. Like, we want to take seats away. That's the one where I can make a huge impact. So anyway, we're not going to be doing anything there. So what we will do is call the episode here, knowing that next episode we're back in office as Mayor of Pittsburgh, and we have some campaign promises to try and knock out, but I think they're all doable. But if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?